What's up, Ryan?
Uh-oh. Looks like Elmer Fudd's up to shoot at Bugs Bunny. How's he gonna get out of this one? Better stick around, because we got Daffy, Wiley, Porky, and Tweety, and all your cartoon pals!
Yay, do another one.
That's all I got. That's all I wrote ahead of time. I had a minute to make that intro.
Less than.
Less than a minute to make that intro.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Looney Duels. It's a great show. It's okay. We're all right.
What? Hold on. No. Step one back. This is the hypest podcast in the Looney Tunes Nexusverse.
Yeah, I think we're the only people who have ever, in the entire history of time, decided to do a podcast about the Looney Tunes. Do not fight me on that. We are the only ones who have. We're the only ones who have ever talked about the Looney Tunes.
I have bad news. Warner Bros. Themselves made a Looney Tunes podcast.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, it's a podcast.
How are we supposed to compete with that?
Yeah, it's a podcast about Bugs and Daffy. So I mean,
well, our ratings are gonna go down. So why did you promote it like that? I'm gonna.
Actually, I lied.
Outside.
It's terrible. They got a celebrity to replace Bugs Bunny. I didn't even check, but that's true. It happened. It's real. Don't even watch it. It's fake. Fake Looney Tunes.
Well, what did we do here on this beautiful show of ours?
I don't know. Those fucking cartoon freaks beat the shit out of each other, and we determine who's the best at beating the shit out of each other. That's what we do.
Yes, and we have, I think, a few interesting things to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first, let's just get right into it. We have it's a first-time appearance of these characters for us, I believe. The short is called The Woolen Underwear, and it features Ralph Wolf, not to be confused with Wile E. Coyote, even though they look pretty much exactly the same, and the character Sam Sheepdog, who we are pretty much just meeting for the first time now. And I gotta say, I like him.
Hey,
I got Sheepdog.
I gotta say though, we maybe picked a bad first one for these characters. I think this was like one of the later ones they did.
Yeah, this one, it was not great, but it did at least establish the dynamic as we've never seen these guys before. So it was a start, right? Like we're dipping our toe into the rich lore of Ralph Wolf and Sam Sheepdog.
The lore, by the way, is that they were roommates.
Yeah, this short starts, and I'm gonna be honest. I used to watch a lot of Looney Tunes as a kid, like on Boomerang. I don't know if I've ever seen really a Sam Sheepdog and Ralph Wolf short before. Like, maybe once. So my knowledge of them is very little. So when the short opens with them, like, living in domestic bliss with each other, like, pouring out a coffee, waking up, reading the morning paper, I was kind of raising my eyebrow, much like that one homophobic dog on Twitter.
Yeah.
Kind of like, what's going on here?
Is this the new? No, we'll determine this later. I was gonna ask if this was the most powerful Looney Tunes Yaoi. We can't determine that yet. That's gonna be a whole episode in its own.
God, yeah. I mean, can you imagine saying that when then looking to your right and the Goofy Gophers are standing there and staring at you?
Oh, no, guys, no, I didn't mean it.
we just got excited. We just got excited about the new characters. Oh my God. Oh, they're never gonna come back to our show.
I miss them.
So Ralph Wolf and Sam Sheepdog, I guess they have a job to fill, right? Like roles to fill, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes. They are on the clock hired sheep hunter and sheep protector. They clock in and everything.
Yes, they have a little like time card thing, and Ralph he seems very confident, sportsman-like, which is very, very much the opposite of his doppelganger Wile E. Coyote. But he clocks himself in, and then he clocks Sam Sheepdog in, and Sam's kind of having a bit of a stumbly morning. He's not quite all there.
Yeah.
And Ralph is like, "Oh, I clocked you in, buddy. Like, don't even worry about it." Like, what a gentleman. What a sweet gesture from Ralph Wolf.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. These guys are buddies, and I think that brings up an interesting point. Because if and then the Looney Tunes Fortnite Island, they're all killing each other on in our scenario. I'm sure, Elmer be trying to kill Bugs, and like Marvin be trying to kill Bugs, and
And Yosemite Sam would probably try to kill
Bugs,
Bugs.
and then Barnyard Dog would try to kill Foghorn Leghorn. But these two, when they're off the clock, they have no reason to be pit up against each other. No.
No, that's right.
So when they're on the Looney Tunes Fortnite Island, and there's no sheep Looney Tunes, so there'd be nothing for him to protect him from. So they could just team up. We could look at these two. While these two are rivals here, when they're on the island, friendship will blossom.
Well, here's my question.
Hmm?
What if, before we load everybody onto the Fortnite bus, they have to clock in? Then would they kill each other?
That's a good question. Well, probably not. There's no sheep. I think, what I can tell, Sam Sheepdog only cares about protecting sheep.
Okay, so if there is no sheep involved, he doesn't really have a reason to be like aggro about it.
Yeah, but maybe someone could use that to their advantage. So maybe Daffy fucking Duck could dress up as a sheep.
Ah, that's it. Ooh. So would you say that Ralph has like an instinct to hunt like sheep? Like if he saw a sheep on the Fortnite battlefield, would he start attacking it?
I don't think so necessarily, but I think my scenario, like the idea I have is he sees it's Daffy, like he sees Daffy in the disguise, and he goes for him, and then Ralph, Sam Sheepdog's like, "Oh, sorry, Ralph, it's just a job," and then he starts beating the shit out of him.
So if they could use that to their advantage, any other Looney Tunes could like kind of antagonize Ralph Wolf into like attacking them, or honestly anybody, right?
Right, yeah.
Like anybody could start attacking that sheep, and Sam Sheepdog would get up and he'd just fucking pound the shit out of them, because as we learned in this short, Sam Sheepdog is very strong.
he is like the brawler of the Looney Tunes universe. He will just pick people up and beat the shit out of them.
Yes, Ralph tries many things to get a sheep, but Sam is I think you described him as an unmovable object.
Yeah.
Now, here's one other thing. I just want to get this out of the way, just to ask.
Yeah?
Where is Sam Sheepdog's, like, status in the conglomerate that is the Looney Tunes dog?
I think he's separate. I think he's separate from them. I don't think he associates with, like, Diggy Doggy or whatever from, like, other shorts.
Charlie Dog.
Charlie Dog. Yeah, I don't think
Leopold.
I just don't think he's an associate of them.
Okay. Well, what about Barnyard Dog then? Do we consider Barnyard Dog a separate entity?
Yeah, I think Barnyard Dog and Sam Sheepdog are both notable enough to like not need to be like grouped into like that entity of Looney Tunes dog. I think they both exist on their own.
Okay, because a pack of Looney Tunes dogs is already a lot scarier than people give it credit for.
Mm-hmm.
But with Sam Sheepdog, I think they would just win.
yeah. That's part of the reason he has to be separate, I think.
Okay, that's fair. Now, we haven't seen in this short. I don't know if you know a lot about Sam Sheepdog. Does he have like an owner at all?
I've seen a bit of these two. I've watched them before, and I don't recall an owner ever.
Okay, so it's not like Barnyard Dog has kind of like some loyalty to Porky, but Sam Sheepdog is kind of his own boss.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
He just has his instinct to protect sheep, and like that's just like his 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just his job. His off-screen employer gave him this job, and he's doing it.
And he's a very dedicated worker for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the end of this short, Ralph is kind of like about to do a lot of terrible things to Sam Sheepdog.
Yeah.
Like he has like 3 different cannons pointed at him and like a rock hanging over his head, and just before he like pulls the switch or whatever, the timer runs out. It's time to go home, end of the day shift, and they just both stop what they're doing and clock out and go home together. And it's like, okay.
It's just a job for them, clock in, clock out.
So what do we count that as? I guess it's a win for Sam, right?
Sam did his job much better than Ralph today.
Yeah, Ralph did not accomplish his goal of eating a sheep or whatever he's doing with the sheep.
Not even a little. Yeah, Sam Sheepdog did a better job today.
Okay, that's fair. Now, I remember, I don't know if I was like hazy, but at the end of the short, does one of them like put their arm around the other one as they like walk away into the sunset?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay. I'm raising my eyebrow like Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
That's gonna bring some tension though, like on the Looney Tunes island when Daffy Duck dresses like a sheep as I propose, and Sam Sheepdog has Ralph by the neck, and he's got like a knife ready to stab him for the last time, but he can't. But could he do it? Could he go through with it?
I think we have to learn more about these two and their dynamic because this is interesting. This is unprecedented in the Looney Tunes verse.
Oh, this is huge.
We don't think we've ever seen rivals who like genuinely like each other.
Yeah, Elmer doesn't give but I don't think Bugs likes Elmer beyond like oh, this fucking guy, like that level. I think Daffy and Bugs have a very complicated relationship, but I don't think they would hesitate to kill each other. But these guys got history and love. Think about it.
This is gonna be tough, but let's leave them for another day. I think we don't want to burn all our ideas out on one episode. So Sam, Ralph, great to meet you. Thanks for playing. Maybe next time, Ralph.
All right, our next short we had today was another new character. I don't think we've covered this character. We meet Hazel Witch in Bewitched Bunny.
This is a classic short, I think. I think any short with Witch Hazel is like incredibly funny because I just love her. I think I just really like her.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of girl Looney Tunes characters. And I'm glad she exists because she is girl Looney Tune character and she's crazy and wacky and silly.
Yeah, so Bugs is, walking along. I guess he's reading the Hansel and Gretel tale. And
right, for Bugs, he's really exploring deep literature.
Yeah, maybe next time he'll move on to Bluey. Anyway.
Yeah.
He sees kind of the real life Hansel and Gretel situation happening before his very eyes, and being the good Samaritan he is, Bugs decides to intervene, which good for him, I guess. He knows injustice when he sees it. He won't let two innocent little kids be eaten by a witch, which I guess is good.
Yeah, this is I think the first time we kind of seen Bugs Bunny like selflessly try to save someone instead of himself, I think.
Yeah, and it's not like somebody who's been like antagonizing him. It's just some little kids that he's just like, oh, geez, well, I can't let that happen.
I think we can now mark Bugs Bunny as like a true Looney Tunes hero now.
Okay, a true Looney. What is that? An official title?
Yeah,
who else has that title?
It's a good fucking question.
Yeah, who was a true Looney Tunes hero in Looney Tunes verse?
Granny?
I guess, yeah, Granny. She's always willing to like step in to fight for her animal and injustice.
Yeah, poor Granny and Bugs are the ultra goods of the Looney Tunes universe. Those two characters.
Well, once the kids get out of the way, Witch Hazel locks Bugs in her home, and she just like terrorizes him. Like, she's kind of scary. And the thing about her is she doesn't really get like upset or like, she's like, oh, stomp her foot when she can't get Bugs. She kind of just like laughs it off. Like, it really doesn't bother her that much. She's all about the chase.
Yeah, she takes her losses way better than like Elmer or like Yosemite would, like, who would throw like a big temper tantrum after Bugs tricks them. She just goes, oh well, on to the next thing, kind of attitude about it.
Which is really great. I think that she got really close to actually getting Bugs in the short. Like, actually, she put some sleeping like thing, potion, whatever, inside a carrot, and Bugs eats it. And she kind of just like cackles at him, and she's like, I fucking poisoned it, idiot. And he does pass out. Like, he's out like a light.
Now, do you want to explain how he comes back to life?
Why don't you go ahead and take that one?
Okay, the prince from Sleeping Beauty. Oh no, Snow White. It's a Snow White, I'm pretty sure, because I think they mentioned dwarfs. The prince from Snow White comes in, gives him a kiss on the hand, and Bugs goes, thank you, Mac. But I think Snow White is that way. This is Hansel and Gretel.
So I guess I guess the fruity Bugs rumors continue to grow.
Yeah, if you give Bugs Bunny a big kiss, he will come back to life. That's a new power for him.
So if he gets killed on the Fortnite battlefield somehow and somebody just decides to kiss him, he'll come back.
Yeah, if he has an ally and he can like take one for the team as long as he's an ally. If Porky Pig gives him a wet, sloppy kiss, then he's back.
This is too much. This is too much power. How he can be
Yeah, as long as he's his ally, and he's got a lot of enemies, so that's to be hard for him. But like he's got like maybe if like Granny's on his team or Porky's on his team, and like Porky puckers up and gives him a big wet sloppy kiss, he's back.
Do you want to talk about what happens to Witch Hazel at the end of this episode?
Bugs Bunny, with all his awesome powers, reflects a spell. I'm pretty sure that's what he does. He does something to make her get hit by a spell. I don't remember quite what it is at this exact moment. And when it goes back, it hits her, and she turns into a sexy female rabbit. And Bugs Bunny goes, "Aren't they all witches on the inside?" and walks off to assume I have sex with her.
I don't even know who I would call the winner in this situation. I mean, it sounds like she still laughs the same, so I imagine she's retaining her original personality, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's still her. I wonder if, like, she plans to, trick him in that form, and, like, when his guard is down, then she kills him or whatever. Like, she could do that.
Maybe, in the moment she turned into a rabbit, she realized she has new opportunities in life. She has no more magic powers. So, Bugs Bunny's kind of a hot ticket item. She might as well bang him.
Right? Well, I mean, then I guess I'm going to say that there were no losers here. I'm going to be honest. I don't think there were any losers here.
Yeah. Witch Hazel gets to have sex with that hunk of a rabbit, Bugs Bunny. And Bugs Bunny seems pretty happy with the situation. Everyone wins.
Really, really good first appearance. Witch Hazel getting turned into a rabbit and going to fuck Bugs Bunny. Great time over here.
I think we should talk about Witch Hazel's powers a bit.
Yeah.
I think Witch Hazel, she's got magic witch powers. That's all you really need to know, to be frank. Anything like a cartoon witch could do, Witch Hazel could do. Just write that down in your notes, viewers at home.
Yeah, she can summon like a broom to ride on. That kind of thing, she just general magic abilities. I would say
she is the living, breathing picture of like cartoon witch character.
Yes, exactly. So you really should you gotta be on your toes when you're around her. Bugs was in an enclosed space with her, and he like barely got out of there. Right. I imagine that like if she had her full arsenal and she was prepared for a battle, she could be pretty formidable.
She's a bigger threat than Bugs' other main adversaries. She's definitely above Elmer and Yosemite, and I think I would say she clears Marvin a bit.
Oh yeah, she's scary. She could be scary.
Yeah.
And she's, because of her her attitude towards like failure, I think she has like way more chances to be successful.
Right.
She just gets back up on that horse or gets back up on that broom.
Oh,
I
yeah.
should say.
She doesn't let failure get her down like I think some other Bugs' like other rivals.
So, yeah, winners for all. Good job, everybody.
Surely good show.
This next one. We probably should not have watched it.
You want to talk about it?
This is, I guess, a more modern Looney Tunes short from the Back in Action era. And it's called My Generation Gap. It is a Porky Pig short.
Billy West Porky Pig.
Yep, Billy West Porky Pig. And it features his daughter, PETA? P-E-T-A.
PETA Pig.
And when he said it, I kind of like had to go, huh? What did he just call her? No, I fully intended as the short started, I wrote Porky and PETA's name down as like, oh, I'm going to take notes on both of them. I'm looking at my notes here, And all I have written for his daughter is question mark, question mark.
Well, to be fair, she's only at the very start and very end of this short.
Yes, this is a short about Porky dropping his daughter off at a concert, and then he goes to, I guess, a local diner to eat some food, and he sees on the news.
Can we talk about what he eats specifically?
Oh yeah, sorry, go ahead.
He gets a glazed donut and asks for butter on it. He's insane. There's something wrong with him.
Yeah, it's a strange ask. He's watching the news. He sees that the concert is just an absolute rager, and like he's just like, oh, that's not appropriate for my daughter to be at, and so he decides to do something about it.
Yeah.
That's the short.
They say Phil Collins at some point. I wrote that in my notes.
Yeah, it's mostly Porky versus like a bouncer character.
Yeah.
Who's like just this big guy, and it's just shenanigans after shenanigans of Porky doing his best to get in. There's a moment where he keeps trying different disguises, a real master of disguise kind of moment, just for Porky.
Yeah.
But it's not really fooling the bouncer.
Am I not turtle enough for the turtle club?
I would say if there's anything we could take away from this, I think no matter what costume you put Porky Pig in, people are going to know it's Porky Pig.
Yeah, so Porky Pig is not an expert disguiser like Bugs Bunny.
No, or even Daffy is pretty good at it,
They're the real masters of disguise. They are turtly enough for the Turtle Club.
Yeah, so you know what? Write that down. He sucks at disguises. He can't do it for shit. This is pretty much all I wrote for him, by the way. Also that he's an overprotective parent, but I don't know what that does for him.
We could talk about how he has to have a lipdo because he fucked.
Oh yeah, he fucked my man.
I didn't think it would happen, but he had to. He had to have done it to produce this child.
I guess with Petunia Pig, I guess. That's her name, right?
Yeah. I think Petunia could do better, though. I'm just gonna say it. Petunia, queen, if you're out there, I'm here for you when Porky isn't the man who steps up. Just so you know, I'm here for you.
This short doesn't really like end.
No, it
really?
doesn't.
It shows Porky, he gets thrown onto stage eventually after he's like running around backstage, and he gets electrocuted or something, and his daughter is like, oh Dad, why are you always embarrassing me? And he just says to the camera, let's just cut to commercial or something, and it does a little like joke ad about Porky Pig having an album, and then it just ends. Then that's the end of the short.
Yeah, I was really disappointed that nobody got the shit beat out of the end of the short, like I come to expect from Looney Tunes.
Yeah, that was our bet. I mean, by the time we finished watching it, I kind of thought maybe we should watch a different one to talk about, and then I thought, no, we're gonna talk about it.
Like, we got two other big ones this week. We got Hazel Witch and Ralph and Sam. We can have the dud in here.
We can have the stupid nothing short.
We can have Billy West's Porky Pig cartoon episode.
It felt like it could have been right at home in like just like a B plot of like of the Looney Tunes show, maybe.
Yeah.
If it was reworked a little, and I would have enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But as a standalone,
it couldn't have been Porky's actual child in the Looney Tunes show because he is sexless and fuckless in that one.
It could be Henry Chickenhawk.
Yeah, there we go.
That's his like surrogate child in that show.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I gotta start that.
It's just a hawk who eats chicken.
Do you want to talk about this last one? Yeah, Porky lost. He lost.
Yeah, let's talk. Yeah, the Putty Tat Trouble. Putty Tat Trouble.
So the big thing with this one that I want to talk about is the lore, the inconsistency and consistency of who owns Tweety Bird. Sometimes he's a wild fucking animal, and sometimes he's owned by grandma. Here, Sylvester's owned by someone who isn't Grandma, too.
Ooh. And Tweety is homeless. Tweety does not have an owner, I should say. He's got a little nest for himself, I guess. But we have Sylvester and a nameless orange cat, both who have owners and a home, fighting over Tweety Bird.
Right.
And, you know, we've talked a bit before about Sylvester in his... When he teams up with somebody, they're bound to fail. Right. In this one, he's going up against another cat, and I almost feel like that spite and competitiveness made him a little bit more competent than usual.
Yeah. Compared to the big thing in this one that he does that had my jaw on the fucking floor is he grabs Tweety and just eats him. He doesn't wait. He doesn't have to like put him over a light bulb to kind of cook him. He doesn't have to taunt him or like do some wacky shenanigans like film with a bird seed or whatever. He just eats him. There's no waiting. He just gets to it. And I said, fucking thank you. Where's his attitude every week, Sylvester?
Yeah, the only reason that he doesn't like chew and swallow is because the other orange cat is there. He like knocks him out of his mouth. But that kind of urgency, I think, of having another cat there really made him get his act together.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. Tweety, on the other hand, I can't ever decide if he's oblivious or aware of what's going on.
Yeah, he kind of goes back and forth in this one in particular, I would say.
Yeah, there's moments where it's almost like he's a little bit taunting the cats, like, oh, do that again, that looked fun, when they, like, injure themselves. But then there are other times where he just kind of, like, stands there, like, he doesn't understand what's happening. Yeah, he's not trying to get away.
His big stupid moment in this one is, like, he goes to, like, a cup of water, and he goes to, like, one of those, like, bird toys to, like, kind of sip the water, and he thinks it's a real bird. He's like, well, you're so tasty, can I have some? He starts drinking it. Like, he definitely believes that bird is a real bird.
Yeah, I don't know if he just, like, he sees, like, maybe he's, like, blind to it, to, like, people's true intentions, and like, maybe he's, like, face blind a little bit, so, you know, he sees Sylvester and the orange cat, and he doesn't really understand the, like, emotions they're feeling, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe that's how it is, you know, he can't tell, from, like, it kind of depends. Unless they do something like, you know, bold, then he's kind of like, I think I'm okay. I don't know.
I want to talk about this. This has, I think, the biggest, the other big, I think, sign that Tweety might be aware is he does something truly like insane in this one. They're like on thin ice, and he's just,
oh yeah, fuck, I almost forgot about that.
And he's just there. He's just chipping away at it, like to like make those like the two cats drown. He's just going for it, and like what, I can't think of any innocent reason he would be doing that.
No, they're both on the ice together. It's thin ice. Tweety has like carved out a like circle around them, and he's about to finish it off, and he notices his whittle hat is still by the cats, and he's like, can you please pass me that? And they like slide it over to him and give him a big smile, like, please don't fucking do this to us. He gets the hat, puts it on, and then starts chopping even faster. And he fucking drowns them.
It's insane. There's something wrong with him.
I guess when push comes to shove, maybe when Tweety gets tired of playing the game, he's like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to drown you now. I don't have time for this anymore.
It's like, oh, why? I'm over this bullshit. Time to die.
Yeah. Now, thankfully, the cats don't die. They just get a horrible, horrible cold and have to retreat back home, and that's how the short ends.
I do believe the red cat died, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your theory?
I don't know. He never appears again. He probably fucking died. Hypothermia got him.
So he succumbed to his illness shortly after the short and was never seen from again.
Yeah, he's not strong-willed like Sylvester's dumbass.
So I think in regards to... Well, Tweety won. I think in regards to like Sylvester's ownership, that it's very possible that Sylvester did have a home initially.
Okay.
And either was like his owners moved and left him, or maybe he decided life on the streets was better for himself, or I don't know, maybe he got thrown out, and then he became a homeless cat. And then Tweety, on the other hand, has like the reverse thing happen, where Tweety is a wild animal and then gets, taken in by Granny.
Oh, and the day they were both adopted, they were like, you!
Yeah, exactly. And so it kind of goes back and forth, and they eventually we'll start seeing shorts where they're both owned by Granny, because I don't think we've seen a lot of those yet.
No, we've seen like 2, I think.
So we'll get there eventually, because in my mind they have to belong to Granny, but in a lot of these shorts, like, Granny is nowhere to be seen. So we gotta think about how that happens. But yeah, Tweety won. I mean, surprise. Woohoo.
Hey,
yippee.
we got some really good comments this week. I might do 3 this week. There's some really good ones here.
Okay.
From Connie, the extent of his power is unclear, but do you think any Looney Tune would be able to willing to kill Bulldog Satan and become the new king of hell?
Okay, here's my wild take. I think that if Daffy Duck heard of a guy he could kill and become, like, the king of hell, he would try.
He would try. He would try for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if he would succeed, but I can imagine him, like, going, really? I could kill him and just become Satan just like that? And then he would, like, rub his hands together and go,
and of course it would end up with him in hell, just for real.
Yes, then he would just, like, die and go to hell anyway.
I think the other one, I think Bugs Bunny would have no desire to be a ruler. That's my take. I think that ties him down too much. But if you told Henry Chicken Hawk that Satan was a chicken, Satan's done for.
Yeah, no, you're right there. Like, Satan would be like, I'm not a chicken, and Henry Chicken Hawk would be like, yeah, shut up, and he'd cook him and eat him. And then he would be crowned the ruler of hell.
He'd be like, oh boy, all the chickens I want in hell. Because, Foghorn's multiple souls are all going to hell. From Banshee Neat, on the topic of Sylvester going to hell, do you think any of the Looney Tunes are sinless enough to make it into heaven? Porky's too easy of an answer, because, like, what has he done to, like, deserve to go to hell?
Sometimes he's mean to his dog.
I guess, but, like, that's, like, nothing, like, in this universe they live in.
What about Roadrunner? I mean, has he really done anything?
Yeah, Roadrunner's probably going to heaven.
Yeah, Roadrunner could go to heaven a little bit.
You know what? Sam Sheepdog's probably going to heaven.
Oh, Sam Sheepdog's definitely going to heaven. That's a good one.
I don't think Bugs Bunny will die, so we don't even need to discuss that.
Bugs Bunny will live forever.
I think he'll just become a Shimigami.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Mac, it looks like I dropped my death note.
This is gonna be interesting.
Oh boy. It's my fucking Tiny Toon spin-off idea. What's his name? Buster Bunny gets the death note, and Bugs Bunny was Ryu.
Yeah, are they still doing that show, Tiny Toons like University or whatever it's called?
It's gonna date this podcast episode, but yeah, they dropped like an ad for it the other day.
Okay, well, I'm interested to see some stuff in there.
Here's
I'll have my eye open. Go on.
Here's one more from Callie. I think it's interesting to think about. Satan is one of the Looney Tunes dogs. This will be great for them.
I didn't even think about that. But they're right. He is a Looney Tunes dog. Does he count even though he's a deity?
If we see him in another short, I'm gonna say he doesn't count. But if he's locked to that short, I think he's part of the pack.
Wow, that's some power. That's some real power behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Could Looney Tunes dogs, with the help of Satan and Leopold, take down Bugs Bunny for good?
That's hard, because Bugs Bunny will find a way. He's outsmarted all of them individually. He'll do it again.
That's true, but as a unit, though, as a
that's
controlled
hard.
Unit, maybe Satan could command them.
I would have to sit by the fireplace, like holding like a nice drink to think about that.
Well, really good questions this week. Well, I guess it's getting that time, huh?
Yeah, we got to go back into the Looney Tunes chamber to be locked up until the next episode.
Yeah, they don't let us out until we're ready to record again. It's our only glimpses into the real world are these moments.
Bugs Bunny keeps me in there.
Always good talking, everybody. Until next time, that's all, folks. Bye bye.